Hello there, Rooks. Today we're at Beeston Castle in Cheshire. If you followed the series, you might remember that we've had difficulty finding one or two castles. There's no difficulty with this one because it's built on a rock overlooking the Cheshire Plain, and you can see it from quite a far distance away. It's such an obvious sight that it started out as an Iron Age fort and then was built as a castle by Roundhouse de Blondeville when he came back from the 5th Crusade. He was a loyal supporter of the Crown and King John in his fight with the Barons of England, and the main castle was built in the sort of mid-1220s, but after only about 20 years the line died out and it became a royal castle, passing into the hands of Henry III and his successor Edward I.
Let's go, right?
This is the outer bailey. There's an inner ring and an outer wall. I think this gatehouse is a later reconstruction. It doesn't look all that medieval to me, but we'll see. Hello, we're just about approaching the outer bailey here, quite a puff up from the artificial gatehouse where there's a nice exhibition, and they take you, show you your tickets. And Ranulph de Blondeville didn't finish the outer bailey. It had to be completed by his successor and by the king's agents after his death. But you can see where the gatehouse used to be, and I think that was pulled down by later landowners to enable quarrying to take place more easily. As you can see on the walk around the castle grounds, there are plenty of benches for the less energetic members of your party to loaf around on.
How dare you?
And the advantage is that the further you go up, the better view you get. We're going to now move on to the inner bailey. This must be one of the best approaches to any castle anywhere in the country. Just look at this. This is the way up to the inner bailey, the inner sanctum of the castle, and any attacker who's got this far is going to be exhausted before he starts coping with all the arrows and things flying down at him. But yeah, that's a good point, Simon. And you can see that there's a modern drawbridge now to let you into the inner sanctum, because before you get there you'll find there's another obstacle in the form of a deep natural ditch. It wasn't a moat. The castle made use of a feature that was already there, so brilliant. We'll puff up and onwards. Well, there's a sign here warning you of a sheer drop before you go over this drawbridge, so let us see where it takes us. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa, yeah, you can start feeling the height here. Yeah, look, that is it, the natural ditch. Whoa.
Won't fall in that.
No.
Especially if it's been raining.
Yeah. Absolutely formidable defences here. And oh, you're already getting a sense of the great views when you finally get to the top.
Hey, it's you! Go on then, you do it.
You gonna dance too? There you go. He's got to go look at the castle. We might see him later though.
Thank you.
Look for me on MTV in about 5 years. Okay. You'll see my band there, definitely.
Right. And And we're finally in. Hello. We're now at the top of Beeston Castle. Unlike many other castles of this period, there is no actual keep here. This inner bailey was thought to be defensive enough, and it's also true that there were never many domestic buildings attached to this castle. It was always just a military stronghold, and it was used as such by Edward I in his campaigns against Wales. But the main camp was always at Chester. This was a backup garrison, and after that time passed, it slowly fell into disrepair until by 1602 the Crown had no use for it, and Elizabeth I sold it to Beeston. It was then inevitably used as a stronghold in the English Civil War, and at the end of which, after it had been used by both the parliamentary and the royalist side, Oliver Cromwell gave the inevitable order for it to be slighted. And we'll now explore, see if there's anything to look at inside the gatehouse there, and then Simon can do a panoramic walk round. Okay, the castle is mostly a ruin, but you can find little bits of shelter here and there, little recesses where there's still enough roof to protect you from the elements if you get rained on while you're up here. Yeah, well, I think should mention as well that Beeston Castle is a big fixture on a long distance walking route called the Sandstone Trail, which runs right past the entrance. I don't know how many people were walking it actually paid the way to come up here, but they're certainly missing a trick with this view. Now this is apparently, oh, we're getting a good echo here, hope that's coming through. This is apparently one of the deepest castle wells in England, and I can well believe it. What do you think, Simon?
Crying, my skin. Yes, we go.
Wowie.
Michael Jackson, have you returned? Yeah.
Okay, we're actually in the inside of a reconstructed Bronze Age roundhouse. It's nice and warm here. They've put a fire in the centre, and this was built after a number of bases were found a few years ago, which were identified and carbon dated as being Bronze Age. But this isn't on the site of any of them because they didn't want to disturb archaeology within the inner bailey. But it is a very nice, interesting feature to come across.
Just going to turn on flash so that you can get an actual good view.
So can I show you some of the tools that the volunteers had to work with?
Yep. Well, here we are at the cafe. The cafe's really good. It's this amazing raspberry lemonade. Got a nice view out onto the green pastures. And of course to your left is the hill with the castle on it. Also you have the gate there. It's cool.
Well, now there is a signpost here warning of a sheer drop. So let's take a look at.
Oh no.
Oh,
No, that's scuffed.